Welcome to the latest Motley Fool Scoreboard. I'm on and we've got longtime fools, Rick Menares and Jason Hall, giving a 1 to 10 rating to a top 50 stock in the primary Hidden Gems database. It's New Holdings, ticker symbol NU. First, we'll rate the strength of New Holdings business, including factors like industry and competition. 10's invincible, 1's hopeless. Rick's at a 9. Jason, you're at an 8.
Yeah, I was really tempted to go higher, but the reason I'm not is because it's basically a bank, and it's actually legitimately becoming a bank in its largest markets. But what I want to give them a ton of credit for is it's like one of the true fintech finance banking disruptors out there. Most of those are just repackaged things that already exist in traditional finance. Regulation is just making it possible in most markets, but this is a business that has real first mover advantage in its core markets, and it's building on that in some really, really great ways.
Yeah, so Brazil's largest bank is more than 100 years old, but in less than 12 years, New Holdings' new bank has found a way to get its credit card into the hands of 60% of Brazil's adult population. Taking advantage of Latin Americans' unbanked masses, New has been able to scale quickly in Brazil, take early strides in Mexico, and baby steps in Colombia.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Rick and Jason, you've both got 8s.
Yeah, plenty of fintech startups have founders with limited or no background in finance, and there's good things about that, but there's also massive risk. But that's certainly not the case here. And I think in New's case, it's to its benefit. Its founders are still really involved, and its CEO, they not only do they know finance really well, but they know the market, that their core market they're operating in, how to navigate the risks associated with doing that bank and finance stuff, where moving fast and breaking things is not a strategy that works, and it can actually land you in jail. They're doing a wonderful, wonderful job there.
Yeah, so founder CEO David Veles was an investment banker before starting something new in 2013. He was a partner at Sequoia Capital, the head of Latin American investments. So he knew the area well, good feel for the financial scene in the area. Co-founder Christina is also still around. She's the chief growth officer. You did get a new CTO this summer, and that's something worth watching, because take the tech out of fintech and you could be fin-ished.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Rick's got an 8. Jason, you've got a 7.
Yeah, it's the kind of strong profitability and balance sheet that you almost have to survive when times are bad in the business that it's in. And then it allows you to thrive when you can grow and accumulate customers when things are going well. Again, the thing that always holds me back here is that this is such a high growth market, and it's bringing new power into consumers' hands that's tied to leverage and risk. That's the reason I'm a little lower than Rick here.
Yeah, so New has 110 million customers in Brazil. It generates average revenue per active customer of $13.50 a month, more than doubling where it was 6 years ago. In that time, the monthly cost to serve each of those accounts has shrunk from $2.60 to just 90 cents. Growth remains strong. Profitability keeps expanding. It is moving into some banking products with a spicier risk profile, but it was just a matter of time before something borrowed became something new.
Rick, let's talk valuation. How well will New's stock do over the next 5 years, and how safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
Yeah, so I went with 15% plus with a safety score of 7, and I know both are high, but fast-growing fintechs aren't usually cheap. But even after the stock soaring more than 60% through the first 11 months of 2025, you can still buy New for roughly 20 times forward earnings. That's not a low multiple for a traditional bank, but New is not a traditional bank in many ways, so much more than just a bank.
Yeah, my safety score is a little bit lower just because I'm always reticent to assign too much safety to a business that is a bank at its core. And like I said before, it's legitimately becoming a bank in Brazil and Mexico, both, which are, I think, its two most important markets, and probably will stay that for a long time. But management deserves a tremendous amount of credit. I think they've proven that they can manage the risks of being a lender of deposits and grow quickly and profitably and safely. And the markets they operate in, as much as we've seen growth, still have really large populations of people that are both unbanked and underbanked, especially underbanked. And I don't think this is a binary outcome business. Again, it's a 6. But as a bank, it will be leveraged to both economic conditions and deposits. And simply the sentiment and the economic environment in its markets 5 years from now could massively affect the stock price. So investors just need to be aware of that.
Thank you to both Jason and to Rick. They've given New Holdings an overall score of 8.1 out of 10, which means I'm buying at least $1,000 worth of New Holdings and holding them for at least 5 years. For Toppets, both of them prefer one of my largest holdings, Mercado Libre. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Slide Insurance. Till then, Fool on.